Master of Ceremonies for this evening. We will be starting in about 3 to 5 minutes, so please bear with us and let me apologize for the delay. Let me just use the opportunity to indicate that we have the washroom through this first door, and when you go in, you make a left and then a right. There is a male and a female washroom there, and the exit. All speakers are asked to be at the stage. Yes, so as you come in, you can go ahead and head to the stage. Afternoon. we all stand for the national anthem.
From the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you. We will remain standing for the opening prayer, which will be done by Ms. Simone McNeil, who is an executive member of Jewels Sports Club.
Pleasant good afternoon. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this afternoon for bringing us here to this occasion, God. This is the day that you have made, God, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We shall rejoice, God, because this club is able to celebrate 10 years in existence, and for this we say thank you, Father. We ask that you're going to cover these children from the crown of their head to the sole of their feet, mighty God. We pray that you're going to allow the parents, God, Father, to provide these children with whatever is needed, God, Father, to develop holistically. Help us, mighty God, to provide for them spiritually. Help us to teach them about God. Help us to provide for them physically, God. Help us to nurture them, feed them. Help us to provide for them emotionally, God, so that they are able to know that they are more than conquerors. Mighty God, we cover this entire evening, God, Father, in your holy name. Everything shall be done decently and in order and according to your will. In the precious name of Jesus, amen.
You may have your seats. We are here today celebrating a decade of excellence in 2025 for the Jewels Sports Club. And this club continues to inspire young women from age 5 until whenever they choose to leave, which we don't really have much people leaving the club. We have people moving on to greater heights, still keeping in connection with the club, and whenever they are here to support as well. And we are going to have the real welcome remarks by one of the founding members of the club, Ms. Keishai Daniel Waldron, who is the Vice President of Jewels Sports Club. I will ask you all to welcome her heartily as she makes her way to the podium.
Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, and Area Representative for Scarborough Mount Grace, Mr. Trevor James. Assistant Secretary in the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sports, Mr. Wayne Clark. Everton Alfred, President of the TFA. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, coaches, parents, and of course, our shining gems. Good evening. It is truly an honor to welcome you all to this grand celebration, Gems Gala 2025. Celebrating 10 years and an evening where excellence, dedication, and brilliance take center stage. This evening, we gather not only to celebrate achievements, but to recognize the resilience, hard work, and unwavering spirit that defines the very essence of our gems. Each of you here is a testament to the power of determination and the beauty of success, and we are beyond thrilled to share this special evening with you. As you enjoy the festivities, the laughter, and the inspiration that fills the room, let us remember that this evening is more than just an event. It is a reminder that great things happen when passion meets purpose. Join us as we take you along this journey we have taken, the milestone we have reached, and the even greater heights we will achieve together. Welcome to the Gems Gala 2025, where brilliance shines the brightest. Thank you and enjoy. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Ms. Keisha, Daniel Wondron, and we welcome Ms. Carol Percy, who is the president of this club. I am not sure if Carol has held any other position. Okay, I've always just known her as the president, and she has been doing an excellent job. And we want to welcome her with a hearty round of applause, asking her to come and give us the history of Jewels Sports Club.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here after 10 years. Yes, I'm a bit nervous. I do not like public speaking, but I don't have a choice. Jewels Sports Club, a name that we have heard over the past 10 years in the football arena. Who are we? We came up with our mission to provide a safe space for girls to play. We know that the boys can go on any field at any time unsupervised, but parents don't take that chance with their girl children. So we felt it necessary to organize a space that was safe, comfortable, and nurturing to allow girls to have the same experience as boys in the field of sport. When we started with the aim of being able to allow the girls to play any sport necessary. But it's just that we focused a lot on football because that's where most of the interest was, right? Our 10 years actually started 15 years ago, if that makes sense. I used to teach at the St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School, hence the reason we are based in Calder Hall. At that time, I would have started the first girls' team at that school, and we would have seen a lot of progress in the first 2 to 3 years. And a group of us came together and decided, here what, we need to make this official, right? So we would have started in 2010 to 2014, just giving the girls the opportunity to play. And in 2015, we made it official. And we registered, and we had a grand launch right there in Calder Hall. I know a lot of persons here today would remember that launch we had, and probably thinking, can't believe it's 10 years already. Then, over the past 10 years, we would have engaged in a lot of competitions to ensure that the girls are able to develop, because we all know that the game is the best teacher. So we would have ensured that we give them a lot of playing time. Coach Ray always said that they have to play at least 30 games a year. So we worked on that, ensuring that the girls are able to play as many games within the primary school and under our watch as much as possible. Our programs, our academy programs. Jewel Sports Club has girls from as young as 3 to 4 years, and we go right up to adults. So we have our juniors, we have our intermediates, we have our seniors, and of course, we have our goalkeepers who also start from the tender age. We try to enter as many tournaments as possible. We usually take part in the Women's League, which is ongoing right now. We are also in the Republic Cup, and we have other tournaments like the Jean League, Kick It with Karen, Monster Mentality, that we also take part in, and all with the aim of providing the opportunity to play for these girls. We are very big on safeguarding. Safeguarding is something that was officially implemented a couple years ago, but it's something that we have been practicing for a very long time. We always ensure that we have a female present at every training session, because of course you are dealing with girls, right? All our staff is certified, at least with safeguarding level 1. We have a couple staff who have done the level 2 as well, but we hold it very dear to us because we need to ensure that the girls are taken care of and they are not violated in any way. Our staff, Jewels has the best staff ever. Not so, girls. Jewels has the best staff ever. We have our coaches, Coach Ray, Coach Tyrone, Coach Mervyn, Coach Jaron. We have player coaches, because we have our girls who would have invested in doing the CONCACAF C license. So they are also there to assist and to mentor the younger ones. We have our managers, myself and Miss Waldron, and at times Mrs. McNeil. We also have our physio. So some of our coaches and managers are also certified with first aid, and we have a physio with us, Mr. Wood. Our achievements are too many to go into detail, right? Over the years, we have been doing well, and I pray that we continue to do well for 100 years, Coach Ray? For 100 years, right? National players. Every girl's dream is to become a national player, represent your country, wear that red, white, and black. And we are fortunate to have 19 girls over the past 10 years on the national team. And it started a year after we were officially formed with Jamelia Waldron, Alia Alexander, who are both here today. Just stand so that they can see you all. And deceased Abiela Katie Adams. Over the years, we would have continued to have at least one player on every youth national team that was represented in Trinidad and Tobago. So most recently, you would have seen Tikaya Dennis and Madison Campbell in the U20, and in the U17, we would have had Zaisha Potts, Madison Campbell, and Tikaya Dennis. After 10 years, most of the girls would have moved on, and we have 5 players outside on scholarships. We have Ashanti Wilson Campbell, Darianne Henry, Avanel Lorraine, Jalice Alexander, and Celine Lorraine. And you'll hear a little bit from them a little later on in the program. Our partners. Our major partner is Holistic Physical Therapy Services. That is our physiotherapist. We would have noticed that a lot of players in general, after injury, would have fell off the map. And we decided that we did not want that to happen with our players. Physiotherapy is extremely important, and it's extremely expensive. So we would have partnered with Holistic Physical Therapy Services to ensure that any of our girls who get injured are able to receive physiotherapy paid for by the club. So you wonder, how does Jewels do all of this? It's not cheap. It's very expensive. But we rely solely on the parents who pay a monthly subscription, our winnings, because we are Jewels and we know how to win, and our fundraisers. We try to do at least 2 to 3 major fundraisers every year to offset the cost of a lot of these things that we provide for the girls. And last but not least, we cannot leave without advertising. If you know anyone, any female who is interested, we are awaiting them. Give us a call, and the information is on the screen. Thank you all for being here, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Miss Percy, for that beautiful history. We are at a moment where we have everybody that we need, and I'm going to invite the last two presenters to make their way to the stage. And I'm just going to take the opportunity here, now that we have everybody, to welcome everyone to the GEMS Gala. And it is the jewels empowered via mentorship and sisterhood. And this is 10 years, and this is just the first 10 years of the 100 years, which is the vision of our sports director, Coach Ray Mitchell. We want to recognize the area representative for Scarborough Mongrace, Mr. Trevor James. We want to recognize Mr. Wayne Clark, the area representative for Lambeau Signal Hill. We want to, Lowland, sorry. We want to recognize Miss Marcelin Jack. I feel like I'm saying Melville Jack. I know I was saying something wrong. Former area representative for Scarborough Cutler Hall, and Mr. Everton Alfred, the president of the TFE. We want to recognize Ms. Denise Sawyerfat Angus, former presiding officer, who is here with us, and who was a very, very big supporter of this club, together with Mrs. Melville Jack. And we want to really use the opportunity to thank you for the contribution that you would have made in the past. And we are thankful that you are here today with us to celebrate. I'm not sure if Mr. Richard McFarlane is here. Okay, it doesn't seem like he is here, but I just want to give him the praise because he has been sponsoring this team for a very, very long time. And he is the owner of Heritage Sports, and we could not have done some of the things that we will be able to do without him, and the girls are always well outfitted through him. So we want to give him a round of applause as well. And all specially invited guests, we want to say thank you for being here and welcome. We want to give the girls, all of us are here to support these girls, and we want everyone to give them a hearty, hearty round of applause for sticking through it. And this event, this program shapes. We have shapes meaning spirituality, health and hygiene, attitude and aptitude, physical dedication, educational growth, and sports and social media. And this is a program that was presented to this group when I was the PRO of this group, and we intended to do this just before COVID. And COVID is what has slowed us down, but we are back at it, and we are using it in a more purpose-driven opportunity at the 10-year gala. And we've taken the opportunity to invite some special persons here who we will ask to deliver on these things that shape who we want these young ladies to be. We want them to have a holistic development. It's not just about football. And today we have with us Mrs. Sonia Whitlock, who will deliver the spirituality version of the Shapes program. Dr. Chantel, could you all give them a round of applause as I call? Dr. Chantel Winchester Sampson, if you could just acknowledge, thanks, who will deliver health and hygiene. Mrs. Annette Knott, who will speak about attitude and aptitude. Miss Kemba Duncan, who will speak to them about physical dedication. Miss Abini Taylor, who will speak with them about educational growth. And Miss Karen Forbes, who will treat with sports and the effects of social media. And effects could be good or bad, right? So I hope that we use it to our advantage. But before we do all of that, we have none other than the sports director of Jewels Sports Club, the most dedicated coach in the history of Tobago. Sorry, Mr. Alfred. Mr. Ray Mitchell. And we invite you to speak.
A pleasant good evening to all. Okay, I want to recognize the Assemblyman, Sir Trevor James, also Assemblyman Wayne Clark. And I just want to personally identify persons I know have the Tobagonian development at heart. I'll start with Mrs. Annette Knott, Mrs. Marcelin Melville Jack, Mr. Kenny Alfred, Miss Karen Forbes, Mr. Wayne Clark, Mrs. Denise Surfat Angus, Mrs. Kemba Duncan, and Mr. Joel Kirk. Now, the reason why I did that is that I know these persons personally, and we would have had a lot of discussions towards the development of these young girls. All right, I just want to say something about myself. Now, I'm a police officer for the past 33 years. And I did achieve 2 master's degrees, one in criminology and criminal justice, and one in forensic science and criminal justice. In my life, I have always prided myself on my policing, coaching, and my education. That's why who I am for today. All right. So this evening, the Jewels Sports Club celebrates 10 years. I'll say it again. This evening, the Jewels Sports Club celebrates 10 years. As sports director and senior coach, this address will touch briefly on the history, coaching, challenges, and future of the Jewels Sports Club. Before I begin, really, it's an imperative, and this goes for the executive, that we'll have to review with the intention of rebranding this club, changing the name from Jewels SC to Jewels FC, making it a total football club. I say this because it was football and only football that jewels have been recognized throughout Tobago and Trinidad. It was from a football final at the National Primary School competition where the initiative of the club was born. St. Andrew's Primary School, Jamelia Waldron, and a number of players, parents, teachers, and coaches, after a loss that was never expected. Emotions have driven home the importance of providing the environment for young girls to love, learn, and play football. Why Jamelia? Jamelia Waldron, as Kyle indicated, we started early, and she was one of the youngest players. But the development took a while. The year when it did come in, she scored the most goals in Trinidad and Tobago. And that final, we were in Trinidad, nothing went right. Nothing went right. Parents cried, teachers cried, and this is where myself, Carol, Mrs. Waldron, we said, okay, let's do it in a more organized form. Let's form the club. And the club was formed. The intention of Jules SC was clear, and with professional help and discussions, this club was born. What was clear was development of the young female players to the standard where they are able to play the game at the highest level in a safe environment. What was key here was the type of coaching to be offered to the players. Jules Club would focus only on the female athlete. On many occasions, coaching would have to deal with a lot of emotions from the female player. To get around this, players were told in the game of football, you win, lose, or draw. Today, this still stands as the coaching methodology and strategies have improved. Thus, players, parents, and supporters must understand that on any given day, three things will happen. You either win, you lose, or you draw. Accept it and control your emotions. I must acknowledge my coaches, Mervyn Kerr, Tyrone Lewis, and Jaron Balfour. And I want to mention Mr. Goslin Lorraine, who critiqued coaching methods and strategies, especially in games. His only intention was for the players to always strive for excellence. The coaches today all share these concepts of win, lose, or draw. As we see them daily from every planned session, we win in development, we lose in players leaving the club, and we draw when players continue to balance the development in football and life. From inception, Jules have always worked with very young players. At the start of playing the first game as a club, the oldest player was 13 years old. Understand this, that supporters and officials never see the age of players on the field. The focus is always on speed, aggression, and skill of the player on the pitch. The club has and continues to face this challenge of having to play with players that are very young. The disadvantage here is it can cause physical and psychological harm to players. The advantage is players develop the ability to play at their age group and stand out. It's a fact that football is here forever. So too will be Drills FC. 10 years have gone, and we pray that we achieve another 10 years that will carry us to the goal of 100 years in existence as a club. Be mindful, this is one of the main targets when the club was born. In the end, the club will only progress as we stay the course through the ideology of development of players. It will continue to be seen in drills through players, members, parents, and coaches who maintain and value the ideology of Drills FC. Win, lose, or draw, we are Drills. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell, for that wonderful presentation of how you've tarried through with these girls. I have seen your dedication and your commitment, and I want to take the opportunity to say thank you, and I'm happy that you intend to be here for 100 years, so all of us just have to follow suit. Yeah? So really grateful for that. Our next address will be a video presentation by Ms. Janelle James, who is the Director of Women's Football for the TTFA. And it will be played on the screens that are in front of you. I remember when we were trying to do this before, the theme that we had was "The Future is Female." And I want to continue with that. I don't know if Miss Percy still has that on the agenda, but I think it's still relevant. Yeah, the future is female, and Miss Janelle James will give us her presentation. She is the Director of Women's Football in Trinidad and the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. Let's go, Ms. Carell.
Good afternoon, Jewel's family. Good afternoon. I am so sorry that I am unable to be there in person with you all today, but I have the opportunity to send greetings and well wishes to the Jewel Soccer Club. I'd like to start by commending Miss Percy, Miss Jerry, Miss Carol on her passion and continuous work in servicing women's football in Trinidad and Tobago. She and her team specifically has played such an impactful role in the development of women's football, particularly in Tobago, by encouraging young girls to start playing the game of football, not in their teenage years, but from the primary school level, to introduce the game, provide opportunity, provide an environment that the girls come out and enjoy the game. My first encounter with Miss Carol and Coach Ray would have been in 2013 or 2014 at the Larry Gomes Stadium. I don't know if they remember, but I remember very well chatting with them in Larry Gomes Stadium about plans and ideas that I had for women's football and girls football. And they also shared the same passion and ideas about women and girls football. Little did I know that they had plans to start a club, and be where it is today. Thinking back 10, 11 years ago, who would have thought that today Jewel's Soccer Club is a known name in Trinidad and Tobago women's football. So congratulations to Miss Carol and her team in terms of making a dream a reality, providing opportunities for young girls, and just their passion for girls football and wanting to use football as a vehicle that girls can dream, the girls can have education, further their education abroad. They've had several girls go across on scholarship in the US. So again, congratulations for the good work that they have been doing in Tobago. As far as what they do, it is well aligned with our plans in the TTFA in terms of development of women's football in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly girls football, grassroots football, providing football and introducing football for girls at a younger age. They have already started, and if tomorrow we were to have a U6 girls competition, Jewels will be ever present, probably be able to have 2 teams, because they are about development, they are about the growth of the game. They share the same vision in terms of the development and well-being of the girls. So that is so exciting and commendable that they have the vision, the long-term vision, not the now vision, but the long-term vision for the development of women's football that will eventually and has impacted overall development in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm so proud of Miss Carol. She started with her club. Today she's a vice president with the TFA. Today she's also a vice president in TT Wolf. So she's certainly making her mark as an administrator in women's football. In 2024, she had an experience partaking and servicing Trinidad and Tobago girls under 15 team in the CONCACAF tournament. So did Coach Ray, so did Coach Tyrone. So they are certainly having the experiences that will help the club grow from strength to strength and take the lessons that they learn with the different experiences at the national level to their club. This is so, I mean, it's so special. It has such a special meaning. 10 years, and using Google, our new dictionary, it says that 10 years symbolizes togetherness and history. And what a history that we have shared, Miss Carol and I, have shared in girls football and exchanging ideas and thoughts on how we can improve women's football in Trinidad and Tobago. And she does not only speak it, there's action behind it, and not many people can do that. Not many people can do that. So, to Miss Carol and her team, thank you, thank you, thank you for making such an impactful mark and a presence in women's football. Not just in Tobago, but Trinidad and Tobago. We appreciate the work that you do, and we wish you well. 10 years more, 20 years more, continue to do the work, and any support and help that you need, of course, I am here. So, celebration, cheers, Jewels SC to the world. All the best.
Beautiful presentation by Ms. Janelle James. And now we want to welcome Mr. Trevor James, the area representative for Scarborough Mount Grace, to give an address.
Good evening to the members, almost a head table. Let me just mention Ms. Carol Percy, President of Jewels, Mr. Wayne Clark, Assistant Secretary in the Division of Community Development, Youth Development, and Sport Development, an area representative for Lambo Lowlands, Mr. Kenny Alfred, who is the president of the Tobago FA, Miss Marceline Melville Jack, former rep of Scarborough, then Calder Hall, Miss Denise Sawyer-Fat Angus, former presiding officer in the THA, and on the stage, if I get the names correctly, Miss Abina K. Oh my word. Miss Abini Taylor. Ola. Miss Annette Knott. She has made her mark in Tobago in hockey as a former player, coach, administrator, long-standing administrator of sport in Tobago. Miss Sonia Whitlock, Miss Karen Forbes, I think she's the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Miss Kemba Duncan, if I'm not mistaken, former coach of the Trinidad and Tobago national netball team. And Dr. Chantel Winchester Sampson, who is the wife of my colleague, Mr. Joel Sampson. My role tonight is to bring greetings on behalf of the executive of the Tobago House of Assembly in my capacity as assemblyman for the district now known as Scarborough Mount Grace, where jewels ply their trade. Talking to Mr. Alfred earlier, and it reinforced in my mind where we are in Tobago in sport. And more than ever, there is a need for us to incentivize sportsmen and women to ensure that we are allowing them to matriculate as high as they can go. And I want to ask Joel and Mr. Mitchell to do all that you can to ensure that Tobago representative teams are a thing that is common at every level, and to do all that we can to ensure that the players are in fact well incentivized and taken care of as they grow from age group to age group. We have in my time lost significant great players in every sport in Tobago. And we continue to suffer in this relationship that does not allow us to be represented, not even regionally. And it is something that as players, as politicians, as coaches and administrators, we must all come together to ensure that dream of building this Tobago for all of us, especially the generations to come, that dream is fulfilled in the shortest time. So I just want to say hearty congratulations to Jewels. 10 years is a long time. To the management team who continues to stay the course. And I want to say that I came to office and we inherited 2 playing fields in the district, Eric Hovel and Mount Grace. I don't think there is a name for Mount Grace just yet. We will fix that shortly. And we have, from the office of the assemblyman for the area, we have taken the responsibility with the assistance of Mr. Clark in sports to undertake the upgrade of Scarborough, of Mount Grace playing field. And we hope that given the congestion at Calder Hall, I'm sure the girls do have space down there sometimes to train. Given the congestion at Calder Hall, that maybe by August, September of this year, we will have a fully grassed, soft, cushioned field at Mount Grace. Hopefully, we will have upgraded facilities as well. And our goal, if all goes well, is to build out a turf wicket at Mount Grace, including turf nets and concrete nets. So you can look forward to moving or to having a choice in the Scarborough district. I also want to say that it's been come to my attention as well, that there are pockets of areas at Calder Hall that needs upgraded and repair. And we expect that sometime this year those pockets will be repaired. I don't think we have a plan to upgrade the playing field fully, although that is also required. There is need for a railing on that wall to the northeast of the playing field as well. That should be done this year as well. And we will continue to seek ways of upgrading the toilet facilities and maintaining the toilet facilities as well. So a lot to look forward to, and I'm honored to have been asked to bring greetings. I want to end by reminding us of a quote that we use all the time. And this is from the greatest boxer to have ever lived, Mr. Muhammad Ali. Impossible is not a fact, it is an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James, for your address. And we will have the Assistant Secretary for the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Mr. Wayne Clark, to also bring us greetings and an address for the 10-year celebration of the Jewels Sports Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. It was a very long naming out that my colleague just did, so I wouldn't take you through all that again. Just want to recognize all the wonderful ladies. I will use the word the head table. All the beautiful ladies sitting here, and each and every one, the gentlemen by extension. It is indeed a pleasure to stand here to celebrate with the Jewel Sports Club. And firstly, I want to start off by asking you to put your hands together for them, because 10 years, a decade. Given the way the world is going now, we have to applaud 10 years. 10 years is a long time. Might seem a small number, but 10 years is a long time to start and hold an organization of this magnitude together. It is a challenge, and I want to congratulate the executive of the club for holding it together and excelling, doing a wonderful job. It is easy to dream, and it remains just a dream if you never act on it. So while it's advisable to dream the work, you got to get up and work the dream. And Jewels has been working the dream for the past 10 years. They deserve all the credit that comes with it. Strange enough, life is sort of funny. You never know. Sometimes you do something today, and you never know where you're going to turn into. As somebody might say, you know,
Everything everyone.
it's okay, I the first speaker get music. Could play it again, play a celebration tune. Yes, you know, I once started an academy, and it sort of changed my life. By simply trying to be a good example for the children that you stand in front day in, day out. And, you know, I learned some lessons that actually sometimes you go to work with children and you think you're going and fix them up. But in the end you realize that they fix you up. I am a better man today for the children that I have worked with. They fix me up. I also want to say, you know, I'm proud of Coach Ray. And I really want you all to give him a round of applause. First and foremost, money cannot pay for a job like that. You really would not have enough to pay him. Strange enough, when Coach Ray was up and coming footballer, he was good. I ain't saying that because you talked before me and called me name. He was pretty good. I had the opportunity to work with him as a player. And he just didn't stop at the end of his playing days. He went on to give back. And that is commendable in anyone who seeks to give back. Too much of us go into the game, the job, the sport, whatever, and when your active time is done, you think that is it for you. There are so much things that is required to make a good organization even better. We have to understand that we also have to recruit people to administrate. We have to recruit people to coach, not only players. Sometimes the players, they are the most important people in the setup, but also just above them to keep them in line, to keep them developing, and to keep them on that prosperous path, it requires good administration. So congratulations to Miss Percy and her team for the wonderful job you have been doing. I must say that many organizations start in Tobago, but many didn't stand the test of time to celebrate 10 years. And you must be commended for that. 19 national players in 10 years. It's nearly 2 a year, that's real highway. A small island like Tobago. And these are the things that we should keep reminding the players. Right in front of you, you have examples of people who were among you who went on to the next level, which actually shows you that it's possible for you also. It's good to dream. It's good to look at people and say, you know, I didn't know Miss Kemba Duncan until some unfortunate thing happened with the netball thing, and I was in town with a placard saying that ain't right. And I think even though you don't know somebody, you must be prepared as a Tobagonian, as a human being, to stand up for that person when you think something was done to them that wasn't right. I want to encourage us in the Tobago space to be our brother's keeper. We are too small for the amount of divisions we have among us. Just too small. If we work together, we work with each other, I have no doubt that we could succeed way beyond our wildest dreams. We need to just work with each other, give credit where credit is due, and just support each other, because sometimes that's all people need, that support to succeed. Looking at this head table, it has so much a powerful woman. At one time you wonder if this was possible, if all these powerful women could have hold on this small island. But I want you to give them a round of applause because they have been flying the Tobago flag. and flying it well. So as I go, congratulations again to Joels. I stand from my official position to give you the support wherever it's possible. Sometimes you may not get everything you need, but I will always try to give you what's possible. Now I could give you something unending. Big congratulations, real big up, and wish you the success that you deserve, not only for the next 90 years, but even beyond that, when we will see Miss Carol Percy, Mr. Ray Mitchell and his staff, their names will be the ones in the plaque, and some of these young ones will be carrying on. I thank you for the opportunity. I wish you nothing but success, and I hope that you keep on growing as an organization. And I may say, long live Joels. Long live Joels, and I look forward to the next 90 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. So we have a little change in the program at this time. We would like to invite Alexandria Stewart to come and do a dance for us. Which part of the dancing?
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty bonding. Go to follow, you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa, you too sure, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa, you too sure, before your hand. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for this year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty bonding. Go to follow, you they go.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. And for those of you who don't know, that's a footballer, yeah? That's a footballer, yeah? So, the girls, they do football, but it's not just about football. We want to ensure that they have a holistic development. They do a lot of football, but we are happy that they engage in other things to help the balance, because the schoolwork is a must. The football is a must, right? So that is one side. The football and the schoolwork have to go together. Because for them to be on the national team, well, not necessarily national team, but for them to go abroad, they need to marry the football with the academics. And we are happy to know that they have other activities that can balance them as well. We want to move on now to have the facilitators speak, but we also have to upset the program a bit again because Miss Forbes has to catch a flight. And we are asking the presenters if she can go first, right? So, yes, so we want to give her that opportunity. We are thankful that she is here with us today. So to keep the shape in form, we are just going to move the sports and social media first instead of spirituality. Yeah, so we're still in good form here today with the shape, right? Thank you very much, and let's welcome again Miss Karen Forbes.
Good afternoon, everybody. I must say I'm very delighted to be here. I could remember when I was once a little girl just like you guys. I would have made the national team at age 13, right? I actually started playing at age 6 and I played with boys. You know, to commend Jewels on this 10th year is such a huge achievement. Why? Because I never had this opportunity growing up. I basically had to play with boys, and I played with, my first competition I actually played at Shaw Parks with Stokely Vale, right, where we participated in the Republic Cup, and I actually got MVP in that tournament. In saying that, I moved on. I played my first female competition with Bethesda Government, and then I moved on to Passing for Goodwood. So at that time, my academics wasn't matching up. But later on, you know, you get to talk to like different mentors and so forth that would have helped me to understand that you have to balance academics with athletics. And because of that, you know, I would have, football would have actually led me to Signal Hill, which I was seen when I played inter-circle game against Malik, and there, from there on, I was scouted for the national team. What I want to encourage you guys with, I am 33 years of age right now, so if you do the maths, I have been playing with the national team since it's about 20 years, right? I am the present captain of the national team right now. I am really grateful and honored to put Tobago on the map, and I believe that you guys have that opportunity to do the same. We need other people to take on the mantle. We have myself, we have Kenya Cordona, we have Kimika Forbes that actually has been one of the persons that passed through from Tobago, but we need more girls to continue that. And I'm seeing over the years, actually in Kikikikarin last year, Jewels would have been winning a lot of the prizes and of course win a lot of the categories last year. And kudos to you guys, and I would have seen the development done by Ray Mitchell and his staff. Outside of that, I am a person that pride myself where a lot of things is concerned. I would have written a book that called Woman of Substance. And I stand here very delighted to see so many women in sports now. A lot of women would have fought for you guys for today. And you all need to appreciate the dedication that Jewels has put forward for you guys. So where social media is concerned, I carry myself for the things that I'm attracting. If it is I wasn't carrying myself properly, then Miss Percy actually would not have reached out to me. You guys gonna be one of that person in the future here sitting and representing jewels thereon. So you have to be able to balance both. Social media could be a blessing and a curse. You have to be mindful of that. And what you put out there, you can never take back. So you have to ensure that everything that you put out there will be a pillar that represent not only yourself, but women in sport in the future. My last thing to say is that I have a quote that I go by. Mr. Clark did mention his quote by Muhammad Ali, but this one is unknown. The sky's the limit is overplayed. There's no limit to what you could do. I have, yes, conquered being the national captain. At present, I am on my way out. I want a new challenge. It's not there on. I written a book. I have more books in me. I have a lot more to impact society. I am now an officer at Sports TT. I want to give back. I am passionate about sport. I'm passionate about impacting female lives. And I don't really care about accolades. I just tell people that. But the life is what I am interested in. And you guys, again, will sit here one day to be that same person that impacts somebody else's lives. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Karen. Let's keep them. They're going. Right, so we move on to Dr. Chantel Winchester Sampson, and she will speak with us about health and hygiene. Let's welcome her. She has a beautiful display. Okay, no problem. And she will be interacting with you.
All right. Good night, everyone. My name is Dr. Chantel Winchester Sampson. I work in the field of obstetrics and gynecology, which basically means that all of my patients are women. So I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. What I would like to first see the hands of all the females at the Jewels Football Club. So raise your hands. Okay, very good. So what I would like to first congratulate the entire team on 10 years. When Miss Percy reached out to me and she told me about an all-females football club. Now, before I didn't know about this club. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when I checked 10 years, then that's really, really awesome. So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, to the females of the Jewels Football Club, I would like you to turn to the person next to you and say, I am a jewel. And what do jewels do? They shine, yes. So tell the person next to you, I am a jewel. And jewels shine. Good job. Right, so today I'm going to speak to you briefly on health and hygiene. Now, good health is key for everything in life, because if you don't have good health, you literally do not have anything, right? So we have to take care of ourselves, and as young women, that is essential. Firstly, what we're going to talk about is good hygiene. Good hygiene means keeping the body clean, and in this way, we can function better, ensuring that there are no germs or no dirt or that kind of thing. So this would include showering before activities. So before we come to practice, we shower to get all the dirt and bacteria off so that we don't transfer it. And then also showering immediately after training to ensure that all the dirt and the sweat is gone. Because sometimes dirt can accumulate in certain areas, and we as females, we are prone to having infections such as yeast infections, urinary tract infections. So we specifically have to take care of our hygiene so that those things don't happen. So we understand? Good job. The next thing I want to say, which is very dear to me, is menstrual health. Now, females here are developing, and when you start having periods, going through puberty, this can be a tedious time for some of the females, especially females in sports. Because what happens is that the brain is now sending the signal to the reproductive system to say, hey, every month we have to shed the lining of the womb and tell get the rhythm in between. So to say, okay, we're going every 28 days, we're bleeding for 4 days, for 5 days. But sometimes in some females, the rhythm isn't established as yet. And sometimes you could have cramps, you could be bleeding heavily, sometimes it doesn't come at all. And that can pose a lot of concern for young women. So that is something that I would want you all to take note. So when Ms. Percy reached out to me, like I said, I was very proud, I'm very honored to be here. I brought along a customized period diary for each and every one of you all so that you can have to record your symptoms in and you can keep it. So whenever mommy is carrying it to the doctor or for your own self, you can have it. So when you're finished, you can check out my table on the right there, and I have for those females who are menstruating, and for the younger girls, I also brought along some hygiene stuff for you all so you can use as well. All right? So the next thing I want to say is that a balanced diet also helps you. A balanced diet also helps you with being healthy. A lot of females do experience problems such as polycystic ovaries, fibroids, and those kind of things, and lifestyle changes. Balanced diet would help to decrease those instances. The last thing that I want to say before I go, I want to encourage you young women to invest in your health. And like I said, I'm so happy that you are engaged in an extra co-curricular activity, because like the speaker was saying, it can carry you so far. But you have to have good health, which would help you with your academic performance as well. And you have to invest in yourself. So we're not investing in things like social media. We're not investing in brand name stuff. We're not investing in the Gucci bag and all these things because they're intangible. But we're investing in good health, good character, good values. And this is what would carry us on. So I'd like to thank everyone for having me here today. Ladies, don't forget to pick up your menstrual diary before you go. And for the younger ones, don't forget to pick up your healthcare kits. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Winchester Sampson. You can give it to Ms. Nutt. And we move on now to Mrs. Annette Nutt, and she will speak to the girls about attitude and aptitude. Just press, yeah.
So I'm going to be a good team player because my teammate here has a class to teach. So I'm going to let her go ahead and do the education part. And as a team player, then I will do mine after. That's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much. So now we will have Miss Abini Taylor, which most of you probably know. She is an educator, and she's a bilingual educator at that. Go ahead.
Thank you. I really do have a class to teach at 7:30, some Form 5 students, as we prepare for the CSEC examinations this year, and they have their oral exams very soon. So we have extra work to do tonight on a Sunday. So I am so grateful that Mrs. Nutt would have allowed me the opportunity to go before her. And thank you so much for understanding, everyone. So, I begin. Bonne journée internationale des femmes. Feliz Dia Internacional de la Mujer. And happy International Women's Day. To the Jewels FC, felicitaciones, felicidades, congratulations. Congratulations on meeting this milestone of 10 years. As prior mentioned, I am Abini Taylor, and I'm a teacher by initial profession, my task today is very simple, to speak to you on educational growth. And I want to make something very clear before I proceed. Education is such a powerful tool. This tool has been changing the world by decade, etc., and shaping the world over the years. However, for this presentation, I'm a teacher who is very interactive and I cannot stand boring classes. So, you had to help me with my presentation. So, mis alumnas, por favor, levántense. Get up. Gracias. So, we're going to do this presentation together. All right, ladies? So, you're going to put one hand in the air, your right hand. Preferably, you know where's your right hand? Right. Muy bien. And whenever I signal to you like this, you will say, we will always grow. What would you be saying? We will always grow. Again. We will always grow. Muy bien. Vámonos. When we think of education, the entire world would always know that from nursery to tertiary education, I will grasp at all opportunities on the go, so Jewels vow to pay attention in every class, whether theoretical or practical, with great tempo, so muy bien. We are held accountable for our education and will put our best foot afro since period. Now, we will change a bit, ladies. So we now repeat, this is my education. What are we repeating now? This is my education. Excellent. From winning a scholarship or growing in any institution, I will proudly state that this is my education. Even if I fail, I wouldn't be derailed. I would get up and continue to function because this Excelente. I would kick a ball and represent my nation without hesitation because whether you're on and off the field, it's education. Trust and believe. Thank you, ladies. You may sit. Siéntense, porfa. All in all, I am here to remind you that education occurs in and out of the walls of the classroom. It occurs on and off of the field. And I urge you, ladies, my jewels, be educated, show up and show out, be great, be ambitious, and continue to grow. Gracias, merci, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much, Miss Abini Taylor. We will have a short interlude, a pan solo by Miss Avani Melville, who is also one of our footballers. She is 14 years of age. She plays on the midfield section of the field. We'd like to take the opportunity to give a little token of appreciation to Ms. Sabini Taylor before she leaves. We realize our presenters have to rush out. So we are calling on Coach Ray to come and just do this small presentation for us before we move on with Avani. Thank you very much, Coach Ray, and thank you very much, Miss Abini Taylor. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very, very much. And now we are going to hear from Avani Melville. Take it away.
Alexander. I go to the university.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, Avani. Is there any song that you didn't make out? We all know exactly what she did there, right? It was a beautiful, beautiful melody. Thank you very, very much. And as I said before, Avani is also a footballer. She's 14 years old and she plays the midfield. Let me see any of the other girls who has another talent beside excelling in schoolwork and being a footballer. I'm not seeing the hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 25, 35, 40. Okay. Well, you're showing off now. I'm really happy to know that you all are doing something else because it's a breeder, right? For those of you who know my daughter, she was in everything. everything, pan, dance, swimming, high jump, long jump, karate, singing calypso. So I understand the breather that it gives you, and I'm really, really happy that you all are engaging in other things. Right, so now we move on to Miss Annette Knott, and she'll be dealing with attitude and aptitude. The mic. Right.
That if you have the right positive attitude, you learn something every day. And what I've learned today is that there's a wonderful football club in Tobago called Jewels. I knew your president because anything that the TTOC is doing, she turn up. And you all don't only have one, you got two. So thank you both for attending. In sport, for us in sport, this is a wonderful opportunity. Mr. Alfred was the one who got me here. And I'm so happy he did. He knows that I'm very passionate about anything to do with sport. So besides being the secretary of the Olympic Committee, I'm involved with every sport in Trinidad and Tobago. This is special. So you talk about gems, this is a gem. So congratulations on that. And we talk about the two present politicians, but to think that you've had two powerful women supporting you all these years, in Miss Marcelin Jack, who I've known forever, when I was training hockey up in her school up in Mason Hall, and Miss Angus, her children in tennis. You know, everywhere you go in Tobago, our small community, everybody's involved. And so I'd really like to say thank you for supporting GEMS for all these years, because it's people like you that help sport to continue. So thank you for that. I don't know Dr. Sampson, but I know her husband very well from sport. So I know that you're in good hands, and thank you for being here. It was wonderful you talking to the girls. When we ever have any kind of coaching program, we always have to speak about menstruation, periods, etc., because many times there are not any female coaches. The world, not just Tobago, the world is dominated by male coaches. And for the International Olympic Committee, going to the Olympic Games, only 12% of the coaches are female. And that's something we need to turn around. So 15th anniversary, I would like to see senior coach Mitchell along with his assistant coach, female. So Mitchell, you have a challenge there. You have a challenge. And, well, we haven't heard her. I've never met anybody so powerful when it comes to prayer. So I'm looking forward to that sector when Pastor Whitlaw, I've heard her on a number of occasions and every time inspired. So thank you for being, I like to thank being able to be on the panel. And of course, Kemba, star, netball coach. I met Kemba, of course. I'm involved in sports, so I know Kemba in both spheres. And always excelled. And I just want to tell you a little story about her dedication, her passion, and her attitude. I was part of a fund which the THA was running at one time, and Kemba sent in a request for a refund. Kemba had been traveling to Trinidad for nearly 2 years to coach athletes in Trinidad with using her own money because she saw it important as a coach to develop. So she asked us if we would help with a refund, which I think we did, and I hope we did. But the reality is that is what you call a positive attitude to sport. So it didn't matter about the money. It was more important for Kemba to go there and be there for the athletes. So Kemba, hats off to you. Thank you for being there for sport. So a little bit about me. I, as Mr. James said, I was a hockey player, played for the national hockey team. So at one time I was in your position. I then also coached hockey with Paradise Hockey Club, which is a Tobago-based hockey club. So I understand all the hassles of getting on the boat, can't get the tickets, trying to find somewhere to stay, etc. So I'm also as a coach. And then also in my position as a mother of an elite athlete, and now the grandmother of an aspiring elite athlete. So from all spheres, I think that I can quite happily talk about attitude. And there's two differences. Attitude is that positive way that you're going to look at things, and aptitude is that skill level. And you can get the skill level, but just remember, if there's 100 girls playing football, 100 girls could be have the same aptitude, the same skill level. But what makes you different is your positive attitude. How many of you watch football on television? The league, the English Premier League. How many of you watch English Premier League? How many of you have watched Man City, Manchester City? That's your team? They're not your team now, so you're dropping your hand. Just a little thought about Manchester City, and I'll use them as an example because it's in your sport. The team players haven't changed. One player is injured, but the rest of the team hasn't changed. But something has happened to them this season. They've lost confidence. They've lost confidence to win. And that has to do with having a positive attitude. A positive attitude because they lost their star player, and then they felt maybe they didn't have the confidence to do it. But that doesn't happen to you, does it? If you lose your star player, what happens? Somebody else takes over? Who's the star player? Who you all would say is your star player? Everybody's a star player. Fantastic. I love that. I love that answer. So, as secretary of the Olympic Committee, I've been to many, many games, many Olympic games, and there's no difference to what you're doing. If you don't have a positive attitude and you're not confident in yourself, you won't succeed. You'll get to a certain level, but you won't push beyond that level. So for every one of you here tonight, including the little ones, I just want you to have that in mind, that your positive attitude hasn't got to do with how skillful you are, but how you approach the game and how confident you are about yourselves in the game. And as a parent of an elite athlete, parents, just raise your hands and wave, all of you parents at the back. I'd like to thank all of you for devoting yourselves to these young athletes, because without your support and your attitude to get them to this training, etc., they wouldn't be where you are. So girls, stand up, turn around, and clap and thank your parents. Because they are the ones that also have you here. Great. So, President Percy, this program is fantastic, but it's not a one-day effort. And I think that definitely, you can, whenever you could catch me, but you can put me down to come maybe even at a training session in a smaller, intimate group and talk to about attitude, because it never ends. It's not yesterday or today. I'm always happy to talk to the parents. I'm part of the International Olympic Committee, the chair of a working group in the IOC that is for parents. So it helps to let parents understand what they need to do for their children to reach the highest level. Getting to the elite level in sport is not easy, and it's even harder for the Tobago athlete.
Yep.
So I finally close with a little word to the politicians. Maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we thought that perhaps Tobago, the THA, has a establishment, a building, a guest house in Trinidad that makes it easy for Tobago athletes to travel to Trinidad. Not so much when you're traveling with the team, Jewels going to play Republic Bank, etc. But when you have 1 or 2 national athletes having to travel on a regular basis and they have nowhere to stay, they have to stay with a friend, hope to get a lift back to the airport, etc. This is 25 years on. I think we could do better. And so I'm going to be positive about that attitude and come with that proposal, and let's see what we can do, because I think it's time enough. So you wonderful gems, continue the work. Ms. Percy, you have me on board, so you call me when you need me. As long as I'm here, I'm happy to come in and support. We do a lot of now, we're doing a lot of more education courses and coaching courses, so we want more female coaches attending. Nothing wrong with the males, but you know, it's International Women's Day, so we're shouting out. And as I said, thanks again for inviting me. This has been a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Knott. And we have our second to last presenter, Miss Kemba Duncan, who will treat with physical dedication in sports.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just introduce myself, or at least give you a brief history. So I am Kemba Duncan, and I would have played at the national level for both netball and basketball. At your age, I would have taken part in a lot of sports. So I was a footballer, as Mr. Mitchell knows as well. I would have taken part in track and field. I would have, actually the first time I left the country to play a sport, it was baseball. I know most of you guys don't have a clue about baseball, but that was my first time leaving the country to play a sport. And just like you all are here taking part in sports, I know there is something that makes you want to take part in sports, whether it's to compete, whether it's because you want to keep active, or because you want to play at the highest level. So let me just, first thing first, let me just start by commending all the athletes, the parents, the support group, the coaching staff, and everyone who played a part in ensuring that sport stays active in Tobago. Everybody just give yourself a round of applause, please. Right. So I start with the question. Is there anyone there that likes to compete or simple win? Is there anyone there? Can I see by a show of hand? Good. So some of us like winning, or we playing football because we like to compete, right? Good. What about, is there anyone who is just playing because they want to be active, because they want to learn something new or just be active? Is there anybody there? Okay, good. I see a few hands as well. Now, by your show of hand, is there anyone aspiring to play at a high level? So whether it's at a national level, or even to get a scholarship, or to play to get a professional contract in the future? Is there anybody there? Just show me your hands, please. Raise your hand high as possible. Good. And I like this. I like that I see a lot of hands going up, right? Because today I'm going to talk about sports dedication. And when I speak of sport dedication, what comes to mind immediately is commitment. So we're going to learn, today I'm going to speak about the 3 C's, right? Which could actually make you all a better athlete. So the first C that I'm going to talk about is commitment. Coach Ray, I want, if you see anybody here telling a lie, just give me a little hand in the back, right? Is there anyone that only commit to game day? Anybody that's only commit to game day, or they show up for training? Do we have a commitment for training here? Good. That is awesome, because that's a great start, right? So we're not making no excuse when it's training, right? No? Nobody needs hurting. Nobody didn't have no class. Nobody just not feeling well. We're showing up for training, right? Very good. That's a good start, Joel. Good. The next thing we want to talk about is consistency. And when I speak of consistency, I'm talking about the effort that you are giving when you come to training. So not just on the game day. Because a lot of us have all the energy on game day. But somehow in training, we aren't consistent with the way we practice. Remember I said the 3 C's. So we spoke about commitment, and now we're on consistency. Is there anybody, when Coach Ray say, right, we're going and do some sprints or shuttle, because he said we're going to do 8 sprints or shuttle. Remember, he stand up. Look back, he's standing up right now. Right, so when he said we're going and do some shuttle or sprints, how much of you guys be putting in your best effort in all your sprints? Nobody? Gosh. I see a hand, so I see one hand, right? Good, thanks. Right, the next question. So then, what about the effort that we put in when he say, last one, and the last person to come in here gets whatever? How much are let's put on their best effort? Oh Lord, a lot of hands went up. Good. So we commitment good, but we need to fix our consistency, right? Because I'm going to say this. If I'm giving consistent effort, and it means when it's time to run hard, I'm jogging. Reality, on game day, I will never be able to give up my best. Right? So change the way you practice or the way you prepare. Good. The last thing I'm going to talk about here, the last C I'm going to talk about here is confidence. And I'm going to challenge 2 persons. We're going to talk about confidence. And reality is that commitment and consistency contributes to confidence. Now, so I'm going to challenge 2 persons. It's an easy challenge, by the way. Is there any confident person sitting there that could come and say the alphabet from A to Z in 5 seconds or less than 5 seconds? I want 2 people just come up. Give me 2 now, man. We had that. Confidence, come on. Come. 5 seconds is, no, that real time. I want 1 more. Anybody, 1 more. Physical, thank you. 1 more, I know we have somebody else. There's a mic. Just take the mic from me. He's going to get the mic right here. Right? Stay right there. Stay right there. He's going to get the mic. Go ahead. So right, so you are going to be the count, right? 5 seconds to say the alphabet from A to Z.
One at a time or second?
Yeah, one at a time. Go ahead.
Ready?
What is the count? Go ahead.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Good. Did she make it? All right. Good, good, good. Stay. Next person. Next person. Let's go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
All right. Good. She was close, right? She was close. Good. Now stay. Now remember I said commitment and consistency builds confidence, right? So we will get to this. Now, so give her back the mic again. We're going to start back with the person who made it. So now you're going to do this. Now you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to say the alphabet from Z to A in 5 seconds. Let's go. 2, 3, start.
Z, X, Y, W, V,
All right, I think they say you didn't make the time. Let's try the next person. Try. She's rehearsing now. Let's go. 2, 3, go. Right. So thank you.
Z, X, Y, W, Z.
Good. So thank you to the brave group here. Now, this just shows what I'm actually going to talk about when coming to confidence, right? The reason why they were confident to say the alphabet from A to Z is because they would have practiced this as a little child for quite a while, right? Probably at different speeds, so they're not afraid of it. Now, when I said to do it from Z to A, they both face a challenge, and it's the same thing in sports. So, to be confident on the field when we come up against the people that seem bigger than us, we have the fact that we know that we have done the work, put in the work, and we have been consistent in the way we have been practicing, training, going hard. We have been consistent in improving our skills. When we do these things, when we commit and we are consistent, reality that we are more confident to face our opponent or even to just improve our skill. So today, again, guys, the last thing I'm going to say, just remember to add to what you're doing. Commitment, consistency, and that will basically build your confidence in the game. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kemba Duncan. And I was really happy for that little shake-up. Yeah? We move on to our final presenter. And although things flipped a bit, we're still back at S. So the shape kept its form, and now we are going to treat with how spirituality ties into your entire life, because as I keep saying, we want that you are holistically developed through the Jewels Sports Club. And as it says here, it's Jewels empowered through mentorship and sisterhood, right? So let's welcome Miss Sonia Whitlock as she does her presentation today.
Thank you. All my life, God has been faithful. And all my life, He has been so good. With every breath, I know that God is able. Today we sing of the goodness of God. Somebody give God a high note of praise. Because all your life, 10 years and counting, God has been faithful to the Jewel Sports Club. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. I am Sonia Whitlock, life coach, counselor, author, pastor, manager of Belgrove's Funeral Home, singer, songwriter. And so it means that God says in his word, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you, and that he has called you forth with purpose. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be here with you, beautiful gems of strength, gems of wisdom and purpose. And so as we also recognize International Women's Day, we also recognize all the girls. Come on, let's just show our appreciation to all the girls for your incredible stories that you have made. And so on this special day, I've come with a message of hope. I've come by with a message of encouragement that I believe is deeply needed, because it begins with God and it ends with God. The word of God says, in all of your ways that you must acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. I've come by to let you know that you will make it. Somebody declare, I will make it. You could do better than that. Declare it, I will make it. You see, because with God on your side, young people, all things are possible. I've worked in the Department of Social Services for years, and that would have been an adolescent program for all those young girls who would have got pregnant at school. I've also been the CEO for the Mentoring Foundation. We have empowered young girls, and so it is a passion today to be here with you, fulfilling purpose, that which God would have placed inside of you. And yes, there would be times when the scoreboard does not reflect the effort that you have poured into. However, gems, I need for you to understand, just like on the field, it's not the fall that defines you, but it's how you would rise. Somebody declare, I would rise. You see, because when life knocks you down, you've got to get back up and keep on moving, because God says in his word, I will never leave you. You are not alone, because God is with you. You've got what it takes. Somebody declare, I've got what it takes. Yes, you've got resilience. You are brave and you are unstoppable. And so resilience means that when life knocks you down, you've got to pick yourself up and go again. Oh, gems, resilience is the heart in everything that you do to make sure that you push as an athlete, push to be the leader that God has called you to, and that you will be a woman, a young lady of purpose. And so the word of God says that I've formed you with greatness inside of you. And so you've got to build your courage despite all the odds that you are up against. You have to keep on fighting. You've got to place God at the front of everything that you set your heart and your minds to. Girls, you got to keep running even when you are weary, because the word of God says, they that wait upon the Lord, you shall renew your strength, and you will mount up with wings as eagles. Think about the greatest players in football history. They didn't become legends because they never lost a game. They became legends because they never let their losses define them. Instead, they trained harder. Instead, they studied and they returned to the game stronger. And so I've come by to let you know, some of you may have faced rejection. Some of you may have faced some sort of betrayal, some sort of disappointment. Maybe words would have been spoken over your life that you would never amount to anything good. I've come by to change that today. I've come by to speak life over you, that no weapon weapon formed against you, it shall not prosper. And every tongue that seems to rise up against you, it is condemned. Just stand to your feet as we make some declarations. All the gems in the house, somebody declare, I am enough. I need to hear the gems in the house. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by God. I am strong. I am powerful. And ain't no stopping me now. Somebody give God some praise in the house. You may be seated. You got the spirit of a champion. May I say to you that the champions are not just made in the stadium. Beautiful ladies, beautiful gems, I've come by to let you know that the champions are made in silence. Oh my God, know that the champions are those who, even though when you feel like giving up, you keep on moving. Champions are made in quiet prayer. You got to know how to pray. You got to know how to call on the Lord. As much as you have your education, as much as you have your O's and your A's, it starts with God and it ends with God. Do I have a witness in the house? As much as you would attain in this life, if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, where would you spend in all of that what you would want to accomplish? You got to learn how to pray. Do I have a witness? The parents are in the house today. You got to cover your children as they go out, because the word of God says that the enemy, he is like a roaring lion and he seeks whom he may devour. But I cover you, all the gems in the house, with the Jesus, and I declare that you will fulfill your God-given purpose here on the earth. Somebody shout hallelujah. Somebody shout hallelujah. Because today's Sunday, it's a church day. I'm coming to a close. We speak life and we embrace change. I speak life today over you. I speak to all the gems in this room. I speak to all the gems in this room. I need for you to understand that you have everything, every single thing inside of you to fulfill your God-given destiny. It was not given by man. It was given by God, who formed you with talents and abilities so that you can be a woman of greatness. God has already put talents. He has already put creativity. He has already put discipline, wisdom, and determination. And that's all inside of each and every one of you. And may I say to you today that you have something that nobody else has. You have something inside of you that no one else has. You did not show up on this planet by accident. When God made you, he had destiny in mind. And so, my dear gems, ladies and gentlemen, a need for us to understand that you and I were handpicked by God. He said in his word, before I formed you, I knew you. And I've called you forth to be a prophet to the nations. And so there's nothing that God won't accomplish in your life if you would not just accept him today. I dare you, don't live with that treasure inside of you undiscovered. And don't you die with that treasure inside of you, because you are enough. Let's just give God some praise. And somebody declare, I am. Somebody declare, I am enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Whitlock. and we have concluded the Shapes program in bite size, because you realize how much more you can get out of each presenter. But today is just a snippet, and we hope that at some point in the near future, we'll be able to roll out this program in the way in which it was intended. It was part of the Gentle Giants program, and it was first going to be implemented through the Jewels Sports Club. We take a small interlude now with Miss Camicia Percy Henry. She'll be doing a beautiful song for us this evening, and she is one of our Jewels footballers, but she is our goalkeeper in training. Yeah? So we want to encourage her. What would you be singing for us? What would you be singing for us today? What's the name of the song? Shine bright like a diamond. And as Jewels, we have been shining bright like a diamond for the longest while, and she brought her mom on stage today. DJ, as soon as you're ready.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Fine light with a beautiful sea. I choose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see. Vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw life inside, so shine bright tonight. You and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Moon's rise in the universe as we moonshine and Mali. Feel the warmth will never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see. Vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I'm inside. I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw life inside, so shine bright tonight. You and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond, beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond, beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a
Thank you very much, Camicia. I'm happy you know where your support is and you went for your support instead of quitting, because we are about dedication and discipline and determination and desire at Jewels Sports Club. So I want to encourage you to continue, and I'm really, really happy that even though she felt a little scared. She continued. She found her source of support, and she continued. And that was a big, big lesson for all of us to learn. Know where your support comes. You have it here in Jewels. You have the commitment of Mrs. Knott. You have the commitment of Mrs. Winchester. Mrs. Winchester Sampson, sorry. All the presenters that were here today, they are indirectly, even though they didn't say it, they commit to know. They didn't say it, must not say it, but they commit because they came here today and this is the first step. So they will feel bad if we ask them again and they say no. Right? So they already commit. So understand that you have their support, you have the support of the coaches, the executive team. I used to be the PRO. My daughter used to be in the club. Well, she's still in the club, she's just not physically in the country. But I am here because there is support. So understand that you have it, even though you don't know. Once you remember the face, you say, you was in the Jewels thing, auntie so-and-so. Yes, and you have that support, right? So this is for all the girls. That was a big, big lesson with Kamisia, and I don't want you all to lose the lesson in what just took place. Right? We are going to move on to a video presentation.
On scholarship. They are not here with us, but as Shiva said, they are still members of the club, just that they have gone out to do their duty.
My name is Jaleese Alexander. I go to the University of Southern Mississippi. I have an associate's degree in criminal justice, and my current bachelor major is forensics. Jewels Sports Club has been a huge part of my life. It started as a female football team and became family. The friendships, the amazing coaches, and the community events made it so much more than just football. It's an experience that I would always cherish.
Hi, my name is Avinal Lurie. Most of you know me as Avi. I'm currently studying at Bryant and Stratton College in Syracuse, New York. I'm studying criminal justice, and I just want to say happy 10-year anniversary to Jewels. It's been a long and exciting journey, and Jewels will always be in my heart. It's where I started, it's where I play the most, and it's been an amazing journey. So again, I just want to say happy 10-year anniversary to Jewels.
Hi, my name is Ashante Wilson Campbell, and I'm currently in my third year at Wilmington University in Delaware, majoring in business management with a concentration on sports management. Being a part of Jewels Sports Club from the very beginning has been such an incredible journey. This club has always been more than just football for me, but family. It's where I grew and excelled as a player, as a person, and built many friendships and memories that will stay with me forever. One thing Coach Ray always say is he not only wants us to succeed on the football field, but also he wants us to earn scholarships and do well in life outside of football. So I'm really thankful to God for making this a reality for me, and I owe a lot of that to the foundation the club has given me. I'm also especially grateful for all the coaching staff and the management who always go above and beyond for us. Their dedication and belief in us is second to none and really made all the difference. So congratulations to the club on 10 amazing years, and may God continue to bless this great organization. And to all the girls, keep working hard and stay dedicated, because you are all destined for greatness.
Hi, I am Darian Henry. I go to Converse University and I'm currently studying interior design. For me, Jewels is a place that allowed me to grow. It allowed me to grow on the field and off the field. under the guidance of the different coaches, I was able to learn a lot, and while being exposed to different tactics, and information and knowledge off the field, it allowed me to develop people skills that are needed, and it helped me to be consistent and also dream big. Jules is also a place where I got to cultivate different relationships and cultivate lifelong valuable relationships. It also is a place where I can go to feel safe and while working hard and having fun.
Hi, I'm Selena Rooney. I attend the Murray State College in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, and I'm currently studying athletic training. Jules means a lot to me. It's more than just a sports club. It's my home away from home. I've grown so much there as a player and as a person. The support from my coaches, my teammates and staff, it's all incredible. I don't think I'd be where I am today without the support from Jules Sports Club. And I'll just love to say happy 10-year anniversary. All the best.
Next gala, we should have at least 10 of you doing these video presentations. Not so, right, Johnny? Right, Zaki? So those are our girls who are outside. When they are home, they fall in with the rest of the club. So hopefully we should see them by May, June time. They'll be here with us for a couple months. Right, so now, after all the formalities, we must recognize the girls. Without this establishment, without the girls, we would not be where we are today. Right? And it is, this is, beside being a proud moment, it's a very emotional moment for me. In looking back and preparing for this event, I was telling Mrs. Waldron, over the 10 years, over 200 girls would have passed through Jewel's Sports Club. 200 girls that we would have touched in some form or fashion. And that in itself is extremely amazing. When we started this organization, not that I didn't think it would last, I just didn't expect it to have the effect that it has on me. And we are really, really grateful for that. As I said, without the players, we are, we cannot exist. And we must recognize them, the work that they put in, the long nights of training up at Color Hall. Sometimes we leave at 7. Sometimes we there quarreling while they're not in training, while they're late. But we do it all because we love them as our own children. And we really want to see them grow. So at this point in time, we are going to honor them in a very special but simple way. But before I go into that, you all please forgive me. In our presence, we have the first jewel to graduate from university. And I did not recognize her, and I do apologize. Miss Alia Alexander, stand. Come, Ali, come. So she will tell you a little about herself and what she studied and so on. This is the first Jewel to graduate from university. She started with us from the inception, and she's still here today.
Good night, everyone. Well, I'm Aliyah Alexander. I would say the first goalkeeper, the first one to do it. So yes, I studied kinesiology. My major is I want to be a doctor, actually. Okay, well, I kind of on the spot here, so I'm just saying it. Looking at all of you girls, I see you all as sisters. Sometimes I just want to knock all that down, but the love is in the house. I hope that you all grow to be strong women, not only on the field, but off the field as well. Schoolwork is a major part, as Ms. Abini Taylor would have said before, because they need our education. Education is key to success. Also, have fun. You would also play football, you have your education, but outside of that, learn to have fun. Don't always be tense on yourself. Enjoy what you do and love what you do, and also respect your coaches. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Right, so, you see, Julie, I feel like a grandmother boy, jeez. When I really think about it, Alia came to the club 10 years ago. She was 13. She's 23. My gosh. My gosh. So as I said, we are about to honor the jewels of the club, the real gems, with a small token. And we'll start with our current players who are here today. Right, so Mr. DJ, just give us a little music. I'll call their names, and you'll get to see each one, because I'm sure in a couple years you'll see them on your television or in the news and so on. So we start with our juniors. Desha Caesar. Hold up, Desha. Let me just ask, Jamie Waldron, 2019.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilonoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana.
Aliyah Baptiste, 2024.
Awukulana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami.
Janae Corner, 2024.
Awukulana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami.
Jamelia Waldron, 2016 and 2018. Darian Henry, but she's not here. Darian Henry would have been 2018 and 2022. Jalice Alexander, 2018, 2019. And her mommy will accept for her. Ashante Wilson Campbell, 2018, 2022. We have Darisha Bristol. She's not here, but she would have represented us in 2018 and 2022. We also have Celine Lorraine, who is not here. She would have represented us in 2021, 2022. We have Onisha Gregoire, who is also not here, would have represented us in 2023 and 2024. Kimani Wallace, 2023 and 2024. Aliyah Alexander, 2016, 2017, and 2022. Madison Campbell, 2023, 2024, and 2025. Madison is one of three who will be competing, who will be representing us on the National U17, scheduled to play in Trinidad from March 31st to April 6th, the final leg of the CONCACAF qualifiers. Tikaya Dennis, 2023, 2024, 2025. She's also one on the current national under 17, scheduled to compete later this month. Zayesha Potts, 2023, 2024, and 2025, also on the current national under 17. Thank you, Mrs. Nutt. Coach Ray, we need you a minute, please.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy.
So, before she passed in 2017, Miss Abiela Adams was also a national player, and her aunt Philomena will accept on her behalf. I don't know how many of you will notice at our games before the girls play, they will usually chant 1, 2, 3. We recognize her all the time. Thank you, Coach Ray. So, we have recognized the players, and there are some parents. Parents, don't vex with me. All of you are indeed important. We cherish all of you. But there are some parents that every time you turn around, they're right there. And we must recognize them. We could call them midnight, and we will get what we want. And Precious, when I call it the day before, we want to put a pillar out tomorrow and let us get it. So we'll start with Aliyah's mommy. Just give us 1 second. So this is Aliyah's mommy, and I'm going to ask Miss Shiva to do the presentation. This is Aliyah's mommy, and she cooks for us sometimes very last minute, and she's always willing. So thank you, Alia's mommy. We have Mr. and Mrs. Wallace. Lord knows we appreciate you all very, very much. Mr. and Mrs. Wallace. Lord knows we really appreciate the support that we get from you all. And this is just a small token. So these are Kimani's parents. Mrs. Waldron, can you line up yourself for the next set of presentations, right? Next we have Mrs. Wilson Campbell, Shanti's mommy. Although Shanti is away, Miss Sandra, Auntie Sandra as the girls know her, is always around. Always, always around. Thank you, Shiva. Mrs. Waldron. I want to call on Kimaya's mommy. Kimaya's mommy will accept on Kimaya's granny's behalf. She's not with us because she would have done surgery. But Kimaya's granny does not miss a game. Always present, always willing to help. Then we have Tikaya's mommy. Tikaya's mommy is the mommy that you can talk to about anything. The girls who have to travel if I can't make it. This is the person who will call on. This is our assistant manager at times, and she's always willing, always there to assist us. So thank you, Miss McNeil. Then we have Ariana's mommy. Also there with us every training day, game day. I just called Keisha, you come in? Yes, I did. Then we have Mr. David. Mr. David is Andrea's daddy. He's not here with us, but Andrea's mommy will accept on his behalf. I think everybody knows Mr. David. That light-skinned fellow with the little accent? Yes. You ask him for a drop in tongue, he'll drop you home. That's Mr. David. And last but not least, we have Miss Shiva Alexander, our former PRO, our go-to, and Jalice's mommy. Right, so we recognize the parents, the children. Who we leave now? The coaches. So, as we would have said before, we have some very important gentlemen in our club. And we'll start with the Honorable Coach Ray Mitchell. And the dedication that we get from these coaches is it is immeasurable. Oh no, no. I'm going to ask Mr. Alfred to make this presentation for us. So these presentations. Sometimes I'll say, oh gosh, coach, we can't give me a day off, boy. When I see the chat training tomorrow, I say, Miss Waldron, we tired enough, but we have to go. Coach Ray, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then we have our goalkeeper coach. Coach Tyrone Lewis, former police officer. Yes, former police officer. And has been with us from inception. We have Coach Mervyn. Coach Mervyn was with us from inception. Everybody, most persons know him as Mola, but to the girls, he's Coach Mervyn. He's also heavily involved in cricket, right? So he's in and out at times, but we know where his heart is. Coach Mervyn. Then we have, where the Northside crew, who we calling next? Coach Geron. Listen, after training, Coach Geron lives in Mason Hall, and we have a lot of girls on that stretch. So when training finishes, you just hear, where my Northside crew? And see everybody gone. Coach Geron. And you see the babies hugging him because he coaches the youngest that we have. So, you all know of the men that we have. We have one very important coach that we must recognize. 3 years ago, as a matter of fact, we would have entered a competition that required us to have a female coach. And she, although she is just starting her business, she tries, and once we call on her, she's there. She has done the the TTFA C license, so she's a licensed coach, and she coaches our G League teams, and that is Miss Jamelia Waldron. And every good team must have a manager. Listen, this lady is more than just a manager. This is my sister, Keishai. Come on, darling. Mrs. Waldron has been with me from inception. I tell you, I've learned so much from her. Don't watch me so. I've learned a lot from her. She's a mother, a sister, a friend, everything. Miss Waldron. Right, so we have some tokens I know some of the presenters would have left, but we must still recognize them. Thank you, Mr. Alfred. I'm going to call on Miss Sandra to make these presentations. So, Dr. Winchester, we greatly appreciate you accepting the offer to be here today. It was truly inspiring, and we will be calling on you again for that intimate session with the girls. Thank you, Dr. Winchester. Mrs. Knott, without even seeing the letter, what she was supposed to talk about, she just said, yes, I'm on board. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we also have for Miss Duncan, but I believe she would have left. And before I hand you back to the MC, we also have a special presentation to her for taking the time out to be here with us tonight. So Ms. Shiva, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, so that was the distribution of our little tokens. Nothing much, but we do recognize the persons that would have contributed immensely to our success, and we thank you all very much. So I'll hand you back to your MC.
Thank you, Miss Carol Percy. And that was indeed 10 long years of dedication and commitment. And we are happy that we were able to award all the girls here this evening, even the girls who are not here. And from what I understand from Miss Percy, is that the club is not a sponsored club. So any contribution that you could give of your service, just being dedicated, cooking the pot of pilau, dropping a chair or a table, bringing a podium when it's necessary, bringing a case of water when it's necessary, it goes a long way. Because to make this event happen, it was club funds. And I think we need to honor them for that, because it takes a lot to do something like this. Yes, there were contributions that may not have been monetary, but there were things that money had to spend, right? So I want to really, really commend the club for all the work that it has been doing. And I realize Miss Percy, you know, she surprised Miss Waldron with a nice little token, and she surprised the parents, but everybody trying to surprise somebody. So a number of us want to surprise Miss Waldron and Miss Percy, and we want to show them that we are indeed appreciative for all their hard work, and we ask them to come to the front of the class. This is dedication and desire, and what are the other? We have 4 Ds. determination, dedication, discipline, and this is patience. This woman, patient, ever certain, ever sure. This woman, come on, let me go, we had to get it done. But the combination of both of them is really good. And even the combination of the coaches that we have, you see how everybody so enthused with the coaches? It is good that we have these 4 men, and I want to ask the men to stand, the 4 coaches. I want to ask them to stand, and I want to say thank you. And I thank you on behalf of the parents, of the girls. I want to say thank you on behalf of my daughter. I could speak for myself, and I know I could speak on behalf of many of the other parents. The commitment and dedication of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm not saying that there are not others. I just want to point these people out, and I want to say thank you individually and collectively. The work that you all have done, the fact that you all as men as well have been able to take charge of all these young women with not one scandal, We need to put that in the fray, with not one scandal. But it's good and it's important, and we are really happy that the girls have been able to grow, and when they leave, they are coming back. They are still there. We need to find a different word for leave, because they don't leave. They don't leave, they're right here. But we want Miss Campbell. We are going to surprise Miss Waldron and Miss Percy, because we really just want to show that we are thanks. Really, really want to say thank you to them. And we have 2. Is there anything you wish to say? No? Okay, she doesn't want to say anything. She said I said enough. But we want to say thank you, and we want to present Miss Alia. Miss Alia. She's coming? She's coming? Right, so we have Kimaya Lewis and Alia Alexander. So we have one of the young ones and one of the foundation members. They are going to both present to Miss Carol Percy and Miss Keshai Waldron. And we want to say thank you. You're most welcome, you're most welcome. The appreciation in the room is really, really, really showing. We are jewels empowered through mentorship, and this part here was a sisterhood. We can support each other, we can rely on each other. We have come to the end of the evening. However, we have 3 little things to happen as we close. So I'm going to speak now so that the things that have to happen could flow. We are going to have the vote of thanks, and then we are going to have entertainment by Miss Shari. She's going to do a couple songs for us, and we're also going to be able to enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared. So in quick order of succession, those things could happen one after the other. Right? So I think the secretary is to do the vote of thanks. Yes? So let's welcome her as she comes to do the vote of thanks, and we go straight into the entertainment from there. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure being here with you all today.
Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Let me take this time to acknowledge Mr. Trevor James, a representative for Scarborough Mongrace, Mr. Wayne Clark, Assistant Secretary in the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Ms. Janelle James, Director of Women's Football, TTFA, our Sport Director, Coach Ray Mitchell, featured speakers as our Shapes team, Mrs. Sonia Whitlock, Dr. Chantal Winchester Sampson, Mrs. Annette Nutt, Kemba Duncan, Ms. Abini Taylor, Ms. Karen Forbes. Special invited guests, the executive of the Jurel Sports Club. Our beautiful Jurels, parents, guardians, well-wishers. I have two speeches to make on this occasion, a short and a long speech. The first, the short speech, thank you. But I think this particular occasion calls for a long one. I am Katrina Caruth, and the pleasure is all mine to bring you the vote of thanks. Allow me to warmly recognize all the women and ladies today as we would have celebrated on the 8th of March every year, International Women's Day. To you, very hardworking, smart, strong, nurturing, caring, faithful, kind and loving women, you are loved, appreciated and celebrated. May we keep the faith and know that all our efforts do not go unnoticed. To each one of you here today, you look lovely. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. To the hard-working executive and coaches of Jewel Sports Club, the preparation for this gala today was no easy task. With some major setbacks, we are still here to celebrate a decade with you. Let me give a hearty cheers to you, but a special cheers to our dedicated president and vice president. As the good saying goes, they don't rest at all. But we can all see the end results in our ladies on and off the field here today. To the specially invited speakers on the theme Shapes, we take away that, make no mistake, success is not given, but is earned. Hence, all efforts are celebrated here today with these players locally and internationally. It clearly shows that once the hard work is put out, we get the results. Here we are celebrating a decade. Hard work, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the wonderful evening we have spent here together for the past 3.5 hours, to which have been enriching, educational, spirit-filled, and yet full of dedication to health and well-being. It is our duty to express our gratitude and say thanks to all those who would have made the Gem Gala possible. Win, lose, or draw, we will be there. As the great writer says, Winston Churchill, achieving greatness, the price of greatness is our responsibility. He penned and emphasized that achieving greatness comes with the weight of taking accountability for your action. This allowed me to tie the concept of shapes emphasized here today by all present. Special thank you to all who are here present and the YouTube Live for viewing and making this day a reality despite our tight schedules. Goodness and mercy, grace, and abundance of blessing be your greater portion. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We'll now have the entertainment by Miss Shari. She'll just do about 2 songs. But we want to remind the girls as well that Dr. Winchester Sampson. She has some stuff to issue to you all over at her table. So feel free, when she makes her way over to the table, to not bombard, but to make your way over there calmly so that she can be able to issue the stuff to you. Okay? So the DJ, you can take it over from there. You want to use this one?
2, check, 1, 2, testing for sound 2. Okay, so I want to say a special good evening to each and every one. Hello? Hello? Come on, ladies. Come on, come on, come on. Happy International Women's Day to each and every one of you. You look lovely outside of your football gears. Yeah? All right, so ladies, you don't have to sit down and watch me. You could get up and dance. You could sing along if you know the songs, right? Yeah? Gosh. Miss, they say they're hungry. So let me to come back after all they eat. Gosh. Well, right, while I singing, you all could get up, dance your way down to get something to eat and come back, right? You don't have to sit down and watch me. Okay? You could dance, you're hearing me? Let me go. Mr. DJ, the song below that one, we're starting with the song below that one first. All night long. So like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, if you know the songs, don't be afraid to sing along with me, all right? Da 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 da. Yeah. Well, my friends, the time has come to raise the roof and have some fun. For works to be done. Let the music play, play, play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself around romance. We're going to, come on, forever. Come on and sing along.